tried to call you.
No.
I know, but there's...
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shana Tova. We have arrived at this moment. Rosh Hashanah 5784. The new year is upon us. Tonight, we gather to celebrate creation. Creation. to renew creation as we step into this new year. We are grateful to be together tonight in person, and we welcome those who are joining us on our streaming platforms, especially relatives and friends who live far away, who are able to be with us tonight because of the technology. And for all those who couldn't be here in our own community tonight, we hope you can be with us in person soon. Our prayer tonight is that we appreciate the power of presence, that we are able to feel connected to each other and enter the spiritual adventure of the Amim Noraim, these days of awe together. We are so blessed to once again have our full complement of our Chazanut group. We have been singing together now for, all through Elul, probably a month and a half or so. We've been singing together under the loving direction of our Tefillah song leader, our dear friend Eve Decker. What a blessing, what a blessing. I want to say that tonight, all are invited. Whatever baggage you brought through that door around prayer, I invite you right now to put it down. Let it go. We're here to share the sweetness of the new year together. So I invite you to open up our High Holiday Machzarim, our prayer books, to page 2. There's an essential concept for our days of awe. Return, tshuva. And the song, this prayer that we sing, I wanted you to just break open your machzarim just to get comfortable with them. But the prayer we're going to sing is number 10 on our tefillah page. Please join with us.
We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to love. We return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to you. We return again to you.
Amen. Tefillah, prayer, is a mysterious spiritual practice. Many of us had a slightly rocky introduction to it as young people. We hope and believe that we're doing it better with the children of our Beit Midrash, our religious school. Many of us were force-fed prayer, and we're never given the opportunity to see it for what it really is. A chance to gather in community and sing out our yearning to live into our values. Our yearning to live into our values. That's why we've gathered here tonight. When we access these words, some of which are quite ancient, we connect with the people who wrote them, and we connect with all of those people down through the generations who've opened their hearts through these words and melodies. We open categories of time and space that we often think of as closed. So, if ancestors come to us during this process, please pay attention. There are wonderful opportunities for healing in this sacred space. Our prayers can be the fulfillment of their prayers. In our Torah, in our people's sacred story, this prayer was offered by our patriarch Jacob, Yaakov. He offered it to his grandchildren. Tonight, we offer it to our grandchildren, all of our grandchildren, now and in the future. It's number 4 on our Tefillah page. May the angel who keeps me from harm bless the ones who come after. May the angel who keeps me from harm bless the ones who come after. Amalach hagoel oti mikora Yoreh el ha'ne'arim. Amalach hagoel oti mikora Yoreh el ha'ne'arim. May the angel who keeps me from harm
who come after. May the angel who keeps me from harm bless the ones who come after. Hamalach hagoel oti mikora yivarech et hane'arim. Hamalach hagoel oti mikora yivarech et hane'arim.
The angel who keeps me from harm, bless the ones who come after. May the angel who keeps me from harm, bless the ones who come after.
Let us all take a deep, cleansing breath. As we conclude the preparatory month of Elul, the Hebrew month of Elul, and as the sun sets, we head into the new year with the new month of Tishrei. Tonight is a confluence of welcoming a new moon and a new year on this Erev Shabbat. This Rosh Hashanah, we all have crafted a spiritual journey for this community that we believe captures the essence of Rosh Hashanah. We invite you to feel yourself a participant in this journey.
Please turn to page 2 at the bottom, where we find a beautiful meditation on Rosh Hashanah by my late teacher and friend, Rabbi David Wolf Blank. May his memory be a blessing. We will do this responsively by line. Deborah Wexler will lead. Please join in the response.
It is Tishrei, the 7th month.
The Shabbat of months, the ripening of the year.
Nature turns inward. In the silence of inside, we hear
Holiness calling to each of us, Ayeka,
Where are you? Are you hiding?
hiding from me, hiding from yourself.
Hineni. Each of us has the chance to respond.
Hineni, here I am. No, I'm not hiding any longer.
Here I am.
I may not know what to do, but
I am ready enough to say, Hineni.
Hineni. Thank you, Deborah. In the back of our Machzor is a Kabbalat Shabbat, prayers to welcome Shabbat. So please turn to the middle of page 82 and rise in body or spirit as the 3 generations of the Blyer Cohn women, Kathy Blyer, Kelly Cohn, and Kyla Cohn, light the candles that usher us into the new year. We sing, as you can see, Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat V'Yom Tov. I invite you to kindle the light, please. What a blessing to have 3 generations in our community. So we gather in the light, symbolically we hold the warmth and the light of Shabbat, we take it in, and we sing out this blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova. While we light these candles, we offer one of the most beautiful blessings in our tradition. It's the blessing for firsts and sweet moments. We're invited to see the new wherever it comes to our consciousness. There's no more powerful time to say the Shehechianu as we move through the portal of the new year. So again, we all always teach our students, the most important moment of any blessing is that moment right before we begin, where we connect to our kavanah, our intention of the heart that turns words into blessing. So think about what you are grateful for in this time of newness, in this powerful time of celebrating creation and our renewed existence. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Please join us in reading the translation beneath the Hebrew. We bless the holiness, let's try that together, all together. We bless the holiness of the universe for giving us life, sustaining us, and bringing us to this season. Amen. Amen. I'd like you to have a seat.
Rosh Hashanah is a time to dream new dreams. Right now, as we welcome in the new year, we are invited to look into this sacred light and take a moment to begin to dream the warmest wishes of our hearts for this new year.
Please turn back to page 5, middle of the page, and join us in this kavanah, the spiritual intention for this prayer, Borchu. Jeff writes us, we'll do the call, and we're all invited to respond. Please rise in body or spirit.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya-la-la-la-la, ya-la-la-la-la, ya-la-la-la-la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Thanks, Jeff. Please be seated. It's still a fresh memory when COVID began and Zoe and I started leading prayer from our dining room. It was new and strange, but it was so beautiful to see people coming into the chat, giving thanks, to be able to connect when we were all on lockdown. We put these cameras in the sanctuary, we moved into the sanctuary, and for a long time, we were leading prayer here, the two of us, in an empty sanctuary, and just focusing on one family, on each person, trying to imagine that we could reach across and share tefillah with all of you who were tuned in. And we did 2 High Holy Days with pretty much empty sanctuary with Eve, me and Zoe, and Jeff joined us. But I need to say that for me personally, after having led tefillah for so many years by myself, to lead with my beloved was a game changer. And working on developing the service with Zoe was a joy each week. Leading together opened up prayer. I've been praying my whole life, and all of a sudden something opened up that I didn't even know could be opened up. So I'm so grateful. And now, you know, it's something that that we share together, and we share love of tefillah and love of community with all of you. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So tonight, as Zoe said, the sun sets on another year of great challenge and brings us the possibility of so many experiences of joy and delight awaiting us this year.
And as this day transitions into night, we remember that any fraying of our nerves, any fraying of our patience or our compassion can be smoothed out, can be evened out as we enter the peace of the beautiful night. Every moment can be an opportunity to let go of those worn-out habits, and every moment an opportunity to begin again. So we lead into our evening prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, with our High Holy Day melody.
So it's the last paragraph on page 5, bottom paragraph. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, la, hi, la. Ma'ariv Aravim.
And please turn to number 2 on our Tefillah page, Evening the Evenings.
Evening.
Evening.
The evenings. Evening the frayed edges of our lives. Ma'ariv. Aravim. Amen. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, 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 la. Hi, la, la, hi, la, la, la. Hi, la, la, hi, la, la, la. Hi, la, 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 la. Il chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Shema Yisrael. Listen to the words of this beautiful kavanah, this spiritual intention to join our voices together.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust.
the sound of all of us, one voice. The Shema is on page 6, and the Ve'ahavta follows on page 7. If your tradition is to be seated, you're right where you need to be. If you want to stand, stand. Let us join together and make one voice. Feel echad, the oneness of opening our hearts together. Shema Have a seat. This next tefillah, Micha Mocha, was sung in the collective consciousness of our people. It was sung as we made that powerful crossing out of slavery, the first steps into true liberation without the threat of being recaptured. This difficult crossing parallels moments in all of our lives when we have come through challenging moments. Some of us remember those moments in the past and breathe a sigh of thanksgiving when we come to this tefillah. Some of us are in the middle of the mud and have not yet made it to the other side. We share a version of this prayer, a prelude into Micha Mocha, by one of our people's greatest visionaries, the prophet Isaiah, a towering figure whose words still ring in our ears so many millennia later. Isaiah invites us to walk together and gain strength and resolve from being in Jewish community. Isaiah speaks to this present moment where there's still so many refugees and people trying desperately to find a safe haven. We know this in our viscera. We are called to remember, to welcome, to be open. If you're able, please rise in body or spirit and participate in this call and response litany. Eve will do the call, we'll all respond, and then we'll go right into the traditional Micha Mocha, which can be found on page 8, second paragraph in Hebrew with transliteration.
Ki tavo b'mayim icha ani. Ki tavo b'mayim icha ani. When you walk through the water, I'll walk with you.
I'll walk with you.
When you walk through the water, I'll walk with you.
I'll walk
Don't
with you.
be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I'll walk with you.
I'll walk with you.
I'll walk with you.
I'll walk with you.
When you stand up on holy ground, I'll stand with you.
I'll stand with you.
When you stand up on holy ground, I'll stand with you.
I'll stand
Don't
with you.
be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I'll stand with you.
I'll stand with you.
I'll stand with you.
I'll stand with you.
When your journey brings you to my shore, I'll welcome you.
I'll welcome you.
When your journey brings you to my shore, I'll welcome you.
I'll welcome
Don't
you.
be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Al tira, al tira.
Al tira. Al tira.
I'll welcome you.
I'll welcome you.
I'll welcome you.
I'll welcome you.
I'll stand with you.
I'll stand with you.
I'll walk with you.
I'll walk with you.
Chamocha ba'elim Adonai.
Adonai.
Chamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Bakodesh.
La la la.
Please be seated.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a story about a man who travels a great distance to meet a great spiritual teacher. When he gets there, he explains to her that he has spent his life trying to discover ultimate meaning. He tells her how much he has learned already and that he feels there's just one missing piece. He's talking and talking and telling her all that he's learned and all that he knows. And finally, the tzadeket, the wise teacher, gently says, "Shh." She pauses for a long moment, and then she asks him, "Would you like some tea?" He's a little puzzled, but he says, "Thank you, sure." She hands him a teacup and picks up the teapot. She begins to pour the tea into his cup, but when the tea reaches the top of the cup, she continues to pour, with the tea spilling over, all over. And the man pulls back the cup and says, "What are you doing?" She says tenderly, "I'm trying to let you know that sometimes we become so filled up with knowledge and facts and information that there's no room for insight. The final step to genuine wisdom is to create room, to create space, to empty ourselves before we can be truly fulfilled." The Jewish liturgist Batya Levine has written a piece that addresses this very piece of wisdom. It is number 11 on our tefillah page. May I be empty.
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive.
May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive.
Let's do it again.
In our evening services, our tradition offers us this prayer, Hashkivenu. as night descends. It is a prayer of comfort, a sweet lullaby. It says, Ufros alenu sukat shlomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. On Rosh Hashanah, we ask this for all of us and all of our loved ones during the coming year. It can be found on page 9, top of the page. Judith and Eve offer this tefillah.
Light Tov, my sweet love, good night. How the moon and stars shine for you so bright. Rest now, my love. May your dreams be sweet. How my love for you reaches to infinity. How my love for you reaches to infinity.
Amen. Please rise and body your spirit for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 10. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alema Divra Chirute Ve'yamlich Malchute Bechayechon Uv'yamechon Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman Kariv V'imeru Amen Yesh Merabba Mevorach Leolam Uleomei Omayra Yitbarach Yitbarach Vishtabach Vidpar Vidramam Ignase Veid Hadar Veid Ale Veid Halal Shmei Kudesha Berichu Leela Uleela Mikol Birchata Veshirata Tushmechata V'nechemata Damira Be'alma V'imeru Amen. Please have a seat. We approach the Amidah, standing silent prayer on page 11. The text of the Amidah concludes on page 13. If the traditional Hebrew text of this tefillah is unfamiliar, maybe even inaccessible, I'd like to suggest you take a look at Marge Piercy's poetic Amidah on page 16. And there is a contemplative Amidah meditation on page 17. Lots of strong choices. Just pick one. Just pick one and explore it. Go with it. See if you can find your way in. Traditionally, we stand for the Amidah. You're invited to pay attention to your bodies. If you feel like you want to stand during these next few moments, please do so. If you want to do this in a seated position, bless you. During this time of silent meditation, we offer a soft, sung prayer to accompany your meditation.
Kol yom lefanecha, kol yom lefanecha, kol yom lefanecha, kol yom, kol yom, kol yom. Koyom lefanecha, koyom lefanecha, koyom every day you are with me always. Koyom, 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 koyom. Every day you're with me. Koyom, you are always with me. Koyom, every day you're with me. Koyom, 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 koyom lefanecha, koyom lefanecha, koyom lefanecha, koyom, koyom,
Please turn to page 17, last paragraph. and join Karen Fishman in offering the translation of this seminal Rosh Hashanah prayer. Let's all do this together.
In the book of life, blessing and peace, and for good livelihood, may we and all your people be remembered and written for good life and for peace. Blessed are you, Hashem, who creates peace.
Amen.
בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה נזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו בכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ושלום. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה נזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו בכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ושלום. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה נזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו בכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ולשלום.
Amen.
We enter into our prayer for peace, a prayer that we need and the world needs at this moment. Tonight, we will call upon the angels, the divine energies of protection and peace, to surround us all.
I am protected, I am safe at ease. You are surrounded by angels of peace. You are protected, you are safe at ease. Loving kindness to the right, to the left, a great shield of light, and before your eyes that guiding light, and the flow of healing from behind, and up above, the Holy One holds us in her presence, and down below the earth turns slow, rocking us like a cradle.
Hashem, Hashem, Elohim, Israel. surrounded by angels of peace. We are protected, we are safe at ease. We are surrounded by angels of peace. We are protected, we are safe at ease. You are surrounded by angels of peace. You are protected, you are safe at ease. I am surrounded by angels of peace. I am protected, I am safe at ease.
Shema Kolenu, source of all blessing. Hear our voices. May we have the courage to speak our truths to the people we love. Page 20, second paragraph. Judith leads us in singing Shema Kolenu.
Shema, Shema,
Shema, Shema,
Kolenu,
Kolenu,
Shema,
Shema, Shema,
Kolenu,
Kolenu,
Shema,
Shema, Shema,
Kolenu,
Kolenu,
Shema,
Shema, Shema, Shema, Kolenu, Shema, Shema, Kolenu, Shema, Shema, Kolenu, Shema, Shema, Kolenu, Shema, 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 Kolenu. Page 20, third line from the bottom, we find a prayer, Rachamana. It's a prayer that we have compassion for the brokenhearted. The intense, urgent quality of this tefillah reminds us of our tribal origins. Please join us when the Chazanut group sings. Eve leads us.
Rahmana Dehiane Dehiane Lanie Anehina Rahmana Dehiane
I am about to share some words of Torah with you, and then we'll pray for healing, support those who are grieving, and end in joyous song. Again, Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova. For more than 30 years, I have approached these high holy days with awe. It's been my privilege to address the community as a whole. Every year, I ask myself the same question. What does the community need to hear at this moment? This year, for guidance, I looked into the Torah, our sacred teaching. The entire fifth book of the Torah, the book of Deuteronomy, is imagined to be the final soliloquy of Moses, his goodbye speech, his teaching. When our people's greatest teacher, Moses, stood before his people for the very last time, what he did was quite stunning. What does he say to his people? He retells them their own story. He tells them their story so that when he's gone, they will remember who they are. And he helps lovingly guide them into who they are to become. I figured this was a good idea as any for my last High Holy Days with this community. So I want to share some reflections on what I believe is the spiritual legacy of this significant period of the congregation's development over these last 3 decades. I believe that this is important because we have created something together, all of you and me. We've created a strong foundation for this community as it moves on into the future. So my final High Holy Day teachings, all 4 Divrei Torah, tonight, tomorrow, and on Erev Yom Kippur and Yom Kippur Day, will be a final report, a deep reflection on what I believe makes this community special. And I'm going to do this by using the Torah as my guide. So I'd like to begin at the beginning with Genesis. In the Jewish people's creation story, we hear the tumult and the wildness of the universe coming into being. From tohu vavohu, out of the chaos, this magnificent creation emerges. In our powerful central myth, human beings are created on the sixth day and are mandated to be the stewards of all life on earth. The culmination of this process is Shabbat. The moment in which we're directed to pause in our work and in our struggle and allow ourselves to be, to appreciate our accomplishments and the blessings of family and friends. The Genesis, the birth, the founding of our Beth Chaim congregation was in the winter of 1978. 25 older couples who were all really good friends made a momentous decision. They were all Jewish and had belonged to other synagogues in the area. They decided that they had something really special together and wanted to form a synagogue for their own group. They didn't seem to be unhappy with the synagogues they belonged to, but they wanted something more. They wanted a community that was brimming with chesed, loving kindness, like the chesed that filled all of creation in the Torah. Now, they were not a particularly religious group, but they wanted a knowledgeable Jewish presence to help guide and support their endeavor. So they decided to look for a very part-time rabbi to lead services a few times a month, lead holidays, do some teaching, and respond to the simple needs of their tight-knit community. They did a rather formal rabbi search and found a young rabbi named Michael Ziegler. He was a conservative rabbi, albeit unconventional. And it was a good fit because many of the couples had attended conservative synagogues in their youth. They weren't really practicing conservative, they were kind of nostalgic conservatives. Now, Michael and I had met on our junior year abroad program at Hebrew University in Jerusalem and become lifelong friends. That's how I came to be present at the very first service of Beth Chaim, led by their new rabbi. They met at the Church of the Resurrection, an Episcopal church in Pleasant Hill. Rabbi Michael also served as part-time rabbi of Beth Israel, a conservative shul in Vallejo, which really worked well. It could be here, it could be there, except on Jewish holidays when he couldn't be in two places at once. I was working as a filmmaker at the time, and he asked me to help him lead one of the two communities during the Jewish holidays, the one he couldn't be at. Now, I had no desire to be a rabbi, and but I did have a classical Jewish training from a yeshiva day school, and it actually served as a student rabbi for Brockport State College, near where I went to university in Rochester. Now, as a student rabbi, I led High Holy Day services, I supervised conversions, and counseled students my own age. I really enjoyed it, but I was convinced that being a rabbi was a crazy job, and that one had to be either incredibly brilliant or completely insane to do it. I was neither of these. Now, at Beth Chaim, even though I was over 40 years younger than the youngest person in the congregation, they were very patient with me and appreciated whatever I was able to offer them. When Rabbi Michael left the community to become a commercial real estate mogul, Beth Chaim asked me to be their rabbi. And I told them there was only one problem. I wasn't a rabbi. They did not care. I'd worked with them. They liked me. I loved them. So while working full-time as a filmmaker, I served this sweet community from 3 years, from 1983 to 1985. It was small, and it was simply the warmest, most loving community I had ever encountered. These couples cared so much for one another. They would go out to lunch together. They would rent a bus and go to Reno for the day together if anyone was ill. And these were people in their late 60s, mostly in their 70s, 80s. If anyone was ill, everyone visited and brought food and comfort. They taught me so much about how a close-knit community really functions. When we gathered one Friday night a month, everyone baked their tastiest treats for each other. The oneg was killer. They knew that everyone would stay after services to schmooze and enjoy the company of good friends. Friday evenings were a lovely reason to be together, to nosh, drink some wine, sip some schnapps, to laugh, to share stories. Shabbat was a time to celebrate being Jewish together at Beth Chaim, a loving, caring community. The women sewed a tablecloth for the oneg that had the name of all of the 25 couples embroidered on it. I remember the day I came and there was Dan, and in parentheses, our rabbi, and Yael Goldblatt. This is our legacy. This is our inheritance, a loving, caring community where the essential spirituality that is practiced is in relationships among the people. Now, slowly we began to grow and add to the nucleus of the older couples. We had some amazing characters. Oh my God. There was a man named Big John. I suppose he had a last name, but he introduced himself as Big John. So that's what we called him. Now, he was, needless to say, a very large human being in his mid-40s. He used to drive up on Friday nights at the church where we met in Pleasant Hill on this monster Harley-Davidson motorcycle, this giant hog. He always dressed in full motorcycle leathers with a shaved head and a huge beard and a big smile. And all of these elders would greet him like a long-lost cousin. And he would simply smile sheepishly, put on his kippah, and welcome Shabbat with us. The community also bent its rule, its unspoken rule about it being an adults-only congregation. That's what they wanted. When the Nakasher family joined, they had a 3-year-old boy, and I remember when the mom, Sherry, gave birth to their second son. The boys inherited a community of grandparents. And I'm not sure why this family wanted to join this unique community of elders or why they were admitted, but they were welcomed. Everyone was welcomed and made to feel at home. When you joined Beth Chaim, you were part of Beth Chaim. You were part of a family. The first president of Beth Chaim was a man named Asher Levine. May his memory be a blessing. He'd been a longshoreman in Montreal and had built a successful business before he and his wife Doris moved out to Walnut Creek to retire. Asher believed the community needed a Torah. So he went about his business and he located a Torah in New York City that was available. Now, there was a story about the Torah having come through the Holocaust, but there was no paperwork or proof of its origins. When the Torah was on its way, I happened to hear that there was a small congregation in Walnut Creek named Beth Am that was closing its doors. They'd received a Torah from the Czech Memorial Trust, a Torah that had survived the Shoah and had papers, had documents. I asked them, well, you're closing your doors. Well, what are you going to do with this Torah? And they said, you want it? I said, sure. So in 1 week, we went from a community without a Torah scroll to a congregation that had 2 Torahs, both of which survived the Shoah. We were so blessed. We still are. In 1985, the elders who previously had no desire to actively grow their little community realized that they had something really special and didn't want it to end with them. So they asked me what I thought they should do. I told them that they weren't going to grow in the shadow of Walnut Creek and Pleasant Hill, where there was both a conservative synagogue and a Reform temple that were more established and both had their own synagogue homes. Now, Bishop Ranch had been built and major San Francisco corporations were moving to San Ramon. The population of this area was beginning to explode. I suggested that they relocate to Danville and find a temporary home here. These elders, the core group of the community who mostly lived in Rossmore, had the vision and the resiliency to move to this area, which was bursting with families with young children. Beth Chaim survived because it had the flexibility to move and to attract young families. That year, I helped the congregation find a home at the Danville Congregational Church, where in a startlingly short period of time, the synagogue more than doubled in size. We started a Hebrew school with 20 or 25 children, and we kept growing. Dues were $400 a year, and mostly the elders just covered all the expenses out of their pockets. The elders had resources, and it didn't bother them that some of the families with young children were figuring it out. Some were financially strapped. They didn't care. With this extraordinary growth, Beth Chaim needed a spiritual leader that was at least half-time, which I couldn't do. I didn't have the time. So I helped them find a rabbi, and I bid them adieu for the moment. But the story didn't end there. Not for me, and not for Beth Chaim. On this night of Rosh Hashanah, when we celebrate the creation of the world, it seems appropriate to share our Genesis, our creation story. This was the birth and the early adolescence of this congregation. You see, Beth Chaim was born in love. 50 people who cared for each other deeply. What was most important to them was chesed, practicing loving kindness as a primary Jewish value. Now, today, so many people in our community say, I'm not really religious. My friends, you're in the right community. The founders of Beth Chaim celebrated this exact Judaism. As my teacher and friend, Rabbi Arthur Waskow, has taught, God appears in connection rather than command, in community rather than hierarchy. Did you get that? This is the Judaism we offer here. The Judaism our Beth Chaim founders modeled for us so beautifully. So I'm going to leave the story right there. I'll pick it up tomorrow morning. This is our story. I invite you to come along for the ride and consider what this means to us now. Can you hear it? So may it be. Amen.
שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש, אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש. שבתי שבתי בבית אדוני, שבתי שבתי כל ימי חיי, שבתי שבתי בבית אדוני, שבתי שבתי כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם אדוני, ולבקר בחיי חלום, לחזות בנועם אדוני, to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. One thing, I ask you, Adonai, to be with me all of my life. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש.
Amen. That was a verse from Psalm 27 that traditionally we sing throughout the month of Elul and our sacred cycle of holy days. On the top of page 27, we come to Avinu Malkeinu, a deeply beloved prayer of these Yomim Noraim, these days of awe. All who are able, please rise in body or spirit as we sing Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, ve'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, ve'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, ve'hoshienu. Please be seated. We sing Misha Berach, middle of page 27. This prayer of healing for all those in our hearts tonight who are in need of our prayer. Please just take a moment to consider who you'd like to hold in this deep prayer of healing right now. Page 27, Misha Berach. turn to page 29 for the Kadisha Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish. As we always do, we ask those who are in the first year of mourning the loss of a dear loved one to please rise to honor their memories. We know the tenderness of standing for the first Rosh Hashanah after having lost a loved one. Please feel our hearts embrace yours. We also invite those who are observing a yahrzeit to rise in order to affirm our power to turn memory into blessing. And we also invite anyone to rise who feels the need to say the Kaddish tonight. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
B'yomad divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayecho u'v'yomecho u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'le'olmei olmayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekurusha brichu le'ela u'le'ela mikol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yolma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imrama hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Zecher, zecher, zecher tzadikim livracha, livracha. May their memories bless our days, bless our days. Amen. Ari Cohen, president of Beth Chaim, has some brief closing announcements. There you are. Come on up.
Shana Tova. Such a sweet service to hear our history. Something that's going to bring you all back 3 more times. We are so blessed. We are so blessed to have this community, but we are blessed to have this man. 30 years. The longest tenured rabbi in all the Bay Area. So, a true blessing. And Zoe to be his partner. And I'm not an emotional person, so I'm very straight and direct. So, and Eve and the Chazanut has been unbelievable tonight. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you. We also thank Rabbi Dan's family for sharing him with us. We are so happy to welcome all the new families, all the potential families, all the people that are visiting. Please keep coming back. It's so wonderful to have everybody here and to come out of COVID so strong and beautiful. I will just close with give you a few things that are coming up for the rest of the holidays. So tomorrow morning we have service at 9 a.m. and we are going to have lunch afterwards on the patio. We will then have, this is the first time we are doing this. We are growing, we have new families, new growth, and we are doing a family service. So we are going to have our regular service, then we are going to have our family service at 2:30. Then we are going to have our tot service at 3:30, and the shofar service with the tashlich, we are gonna have it across at the park where we did it last year, and that's gonna be at 5 o'clock. And then we move on to Yom Kippur. On Sunday, September 24th, we'll have a yahrzeit candles. Everybody at 6:30, there will be candles outside where you can come and light a candle at 6:30 before the service starts. The service will then start at 7 o'clock. We will follow that up afterwards with That's the 7. And then the next morning service we have at 9 a.m. for everybody. Family service again at 2:30. Tot service at 3:30. Then we have Yiskor at 4:30. Nila at 5:30. And then we are blessed that Jonathan and Ray Kaur are inviting us all back to their home. It's a very, very sweet way to end the holiday. And Shana Tova. Oh, last thing. If you turn over your books, you will see a little sticker right here. And typically you're not supposed to pull out your phones in service. But right now it's okay, because if you take a picture of this, you can donate. So feel free to do it throughout day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, R.A. For our final prayer, I want to invite you, it's Shabbat, it's Rosh Hashanah. I invite you to try to stay in this tender place of tefillah. If anything has touched your heart, please hold it close. Talk with others who might understand, whom you trust. If you can, carry it into tomorrow when we continue the journey. L'shana tova tikatevu. Please turn to page 28, last paragraph. We conclude with Hayom, a powerful tefillah of affirmation. All who feel compelled, please rise. Shana Tova.